Hey, what's up, Chad?
What's up?
A whole lot. Guess what?
What?
It's New Music Monday,
Oh, yeah.
and we're gonna get right into it. So,
about to hit you with some bang.
hit you with some knowledge. Chad's gonna start off with the first 3 picks he has for today. So, go for it, Chad.
What's up? These are 3 songs. I just kind of, 2 of them, well, one of them has blown up in the last 2 days. I think it's 2 days. The guy has 50 million views or something like that on this song. And it's Oliver Anthony Music. His name's Oliver Anthony, but I think his page, TikTok, whatever, is Oliver Anthony. And that's what it says on Apple Music as well. But it's Richmond, north of Richmond. And then this second one, I think it came out back in July, actually. And I had seen it on TikTok, but I had forgotten about it. And then for some reason, Sunday or Saturday, I remembered it and looked it up on Apple Music. It's Evan Honer, and the song's called Brother. And then this third one I'd literally just seen today, right before I came over here to do this. It's Noah Kahan, and it's Dial Drunk. The version I listened to is with Post Malone, but he has a solo version on an album that he just released. So, yeah, those are mine. Over to you.
Nice. Okay. So, mine are actually just super new. I really don't know anything about them. But first one is Home by Pinkshift. They're from Baltimore, Maryland, strangely, but just a newer band. The next one is Strange Neighbour by Folly Group. Pretty sure they're from the UK, London. But dude, that song's just, I think it's cool. It's kind of weird. And then just recently heard this, 2 days ago. Well, I guess actually listened to it last week, but Crash My Car by Coin. It's kind of like,
Okay.
It's catching on. Yeah. Who likes emo music? But if you guys get a chance, go check those out. Just give them a listen. You don't really have to. We're just going to talk about them the rest of the podcast. But really, I think we should talk about this guy. Your first one that you mentioned.
Yeah, this is. I don't really know a whole lot about any of the songs I picked. I heard this. I've listened to it a couple times, and it's not that I guess if you were to look at it or listen to it, you probably are going to think it's political.
I mean, yeah, technically,
yeah,
in a sense.
And I don't necessarily pick a side when it comes to that. And the reason that I'm just drawn to it is I like that this guy's using his platform to promote issues that are true and actually happening every day. It's not like he's using this platform to falsify or make any issues seem worse or better or bigger, I should say, than any other issues. He's talking about child sex trafficking, just, high taxes, and welfare abuse. Which I guess if you were to listen to it, you can go either way with that welfare abuse one. Some people are probably going to say that it's like him talking about if you're a lazy piece of shit in this country, you're better off than people who are busting their ass.
Well, the moral of the story, the system's flawed.
Yeah, and that's really what he's trying to draw attention to. It's not, like I said, he's using his platform, which this guy probably didn't even know he had a platform. You know what I mean? He's got a couple EPs,
no, dude, that's what,
on Apple, but he has no albums released yet, or maybe one album. But he's not mainstream, and he's gained, like I said, in the last 2 days, I think I've seen it's 50 million views or something like that on this song.
Yeah, so it was released August 7th, and it's over 5 million views.
Yeah.
And that's, first 3 days. The first 3 days, 5 million views. So it worked out for him.
That's crazy.
But I think it's nuts that Travis Bradley sent me that link 2 days before you sent it to me.
Oh, really?
And when he sent it to me, I literally thought that I was like, well, Chad's gonna like this, but I think the reason why it blew up though is because the feelings behind it, it's
right.
not like a parody song.
No,
it's not you can tell this dude wrote this. He had he's did not stumble. It
You
just,
listen
it
to
just
any of
goes
his
straight
other
from the
songs?
heart. No, I haven't even really.
So this one that it says right
I've only
here.
listened to this like twice. Really, it's just
Oh.
one of those. For me, that's what I'm kind of saying. It's like one of those. You hear the words, but like the feelings there, like that dude's belting this song out.
Yeah, he's playing like a hollow body, like the.
Well, that's a resonator. So that's
well,
like
yeah, but all of it combined is what it drew me to it. It wasn't. I didn't even
It's
hear
raw.
the lyrics at first.
It's just raw. Dude.
It was the instrumental part, and then just the music itself, and then I started listening to the lyrics, and I was like, well, I can get behind this. Like this is. If you don't, I mean, like this should be common issues. Like these should not be a political side. Like this should be as a human race. Like we should all be like, hey, we got to stop this shit.
I think everybody's coming to that, but it's just like how. But I think it's just everybody's feeling it. So
yeah, I mean, it's bad.
Like it's gonna come at some point, but
like the child trafficking thing is just getting. I mean, it's always been a thing, and I mean, until
has it though? Like I don't. I mean, I know for.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you
even child trafficking, I don't know. I feel like
so
sex trafficking and like abusing.
Yeah,
but, I mean, just I don't know.
What I mean is like if you look back throughout history, even into biblical times, I mean, grown men were marrying girls that were like 11, 12, 13 years old and younger. I mean, it's been around forever. And back then, maybe that wasn't a crime or an issue, but it's I don't know. I have a daughter and like I have kids. I mean, kids, boy, daughter, son, whatever. If you have children in your life that you care about, this should be something that you should do whatever you can. I don't know I don't really know how you can, but it should be something that you should be vigilant about. And I don't know. I think that's kind of the thing that I was just like, yeah.
I've just noticed that, like, I mean, it's all coming out like that people know now, but like BlackRock, Vanguard, that's what everybody's talking about. Basically, have a monopoly over everybody. Like,
yeah,
they're basically. It's like U.S. and China, and then BlackRock when it comes to like the amount of money they have.
Yeah,
it's like it's like $10 trillion or something a year. But like influence on pharmaceutical company, like all their companies, like subcorps and stuff, basically comes up to BlackRock.
I guess.
But I think people are just catching on, and they're just tired of it.
I think people are tired of just turning their head to it. Like,
well, I think at a certain point, that's kind of what happens. Is like the herd gets smart enough to know better.
Right.
Like we have the power, and they know that too.
That's what he says. He says they know that or he says they don't think that but I know that or I know that you do.
Yeah.
Like they think that we're blind to this. And like if you look,
I don't think that. I
don't think they think that, but they think that we won't do anything, I guess is what it really comes down to, is what he's trying to get across, I think. And
I think it's a cycle.
It is. I mean, it has to. I think that's just how it has to be, and it's like that in all. I
don't think it has to be that way. I just think that's how it works out.
Like animals, they have that whole cycle of like coming around, and it's just
I'm saying like a cycle of like like we're a superpower, and there's always like in all of history, there's always been a group of the rich, the control like power class, and then there's always the poor, which are basically treated like slaves. Yeah. They're used to either like farm, food, like basically agriculture, and then the rest of it's like building monuments and buildings and infrastructure.
It's a power. It's a
basically you conquer other places and
it's a educate them over power. Basically,
you indoctrinate them.
Mm-hmm.
But then there comes a certain point after years and years of that. People just get smart and privy to it, and then you have a collapse of a civilization.
And even if it's not being smart to it, it's just a matter of being tired of it. I mean, like,
it just comes to a point where everybody gets on the same page.
Yeah,
I think we're all getting on the same page.
Well, it's getting out of hand. Like I'm at one time what I'm making per week would be considered, high middle class. Yeah. And it's minimum wage right now, basically. And it's unreal.
Everybody's like that.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like,
even people with money, man, they're like, they're in debt, bro.
Well, yeah.
Like, come on. Like,
but people with money, are people with money, and they're going to be people with money for generations. And it's hard to imagine how to get set up to a place to where you can actually not be well off, but like leave your kids with something and actually help support them. Like that's all I want to do.
Not
I
even
wanna
that, just be actually
able
free.
To do that.
Just be actually free. Like we're living kind of with a blanket over our eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Like we're not really free. Like you.
No, I know that.
You have to have a license.
Yeah, you got to go to work
taxes,
every day, and you
have your car, pay taxes at your house.
Yeah.
You can't leave the United States without permission. You gotta get a passport. They gotta make sure they know where you're going and when you're coming back, and
it's gotta be stamped.
Yeah, there's just all kinds of stuff where, I mean,
but
it's not the end of the world, but also,
no. I mean, I get
freedom.
that part of it, like the traveling part of it. That's important. That should happen, I think, because then you have people that are doing these, things like the child trafficking and stuff like that could come in here willy nilly and without any regard and do whatever they want and just okay, see ya, with no check. We got to have a checks and balances and everything, I think, and
we think so.
Gotten way out of hand with the government part of that. So,
yeah. Well, anyways, check it out. See what you think.
Yeah, check it out. And he's got red hair, man. Look at that, dude. Look at the little. That looks like Shannon Bingaman.
It does look like Bingaman. It does look.
Bingaman would sing this song too, I feel like.
Oh, he
probably wrote it for this guy.
Just hanging out up there in Richmond. Like, oh, my boys up in Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah.
They got. Yeah, Bingham was like, I've been bringing back moonshine too,
right.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Love you, Bingham.
But listen to the song.
Let's just give it a listen. Don't have to get wild with it, but I mean, it's blowing up right now, and like everybody's talking about it. But I just think I've had a lot of people send it to me. I thought it was funny you actually like sent it to me.
I had seen it initially a couple days before I sent it, and then I forgot about it. Remember, I told you I said something about having a new song I wanted to show you, and then it was like 2 days later or something. I sent it to you or whatever, but. I do that. I'll think of a song and then I completely, because most of the time it's on TikTok and I don't want to save a bunch of TikToks in my camera roll. Like, so I always forget about them.
Dude, I've been trying to like really listen to like new music and like get stuff. And it's kind of crazy right now.
That's the only reason I have TikTok, honestly, is because I hear a lot of songs on there that I normally probably wouldn't hear.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is like video and video editing is a thing.
Right.
But people also just release singles and they're just putting music out there. There's no like, you don't have to have a tour. Like if a band's decently established, they're just throwing out albums. They're like, whatever.
Well, that's what I was going to say about that guy, that Oliver Anthony. He's got that other song, I've Got to Get Sober or something like that he released right before that song. And I listened to one other song too, and I'll have to pull it up to tell you the actual name of it, but they're all good. I mean, basically what I'm saying is just check this dude out. Like, I think I Want to Go Home. That was another good one, but they're all singles. Long Gone, Stuck Living in the New World. And, there was one other one, but I cannot remember the name of it, but I think he's good. And I think hopefully he doesn't get, what's it called?
Killed?
No. Well, yeah, but Epstein.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
When you like
blackballed?
Yeah, basically when you go against the norm.
Well, that's
essentially.
The thing is we have the power for that though. It's not so like it's different now. He doesn't have to be in the industry.
Right.
He's on YouTube and he just blew up, so he's good.
Yeah, it's good.
That one video just
YouTube just made it. Yeah, he just made so much money off that.
He'll be fine in Richmond, Virginia. He's probably
he's probably gonna buy Richmond, Virginia,
hiding in them hills up there. But I mean, it's just. I think that's what's kind of like people are starting to realize though. Like more people, I feel like, are starting their own like jobs, like businesses. I mean, people are realizing they can be independent without.
Well, to go with that, I seen something just yesterday. It was a TikTok actually, and it was a guy that started a podcast, and he's like, people don't understand that we are in the greatest time. There's no better time than right now in humans, like the history of society that we know of, to make your own way of living. Like you
That's-
have a phone.
that's all
You
it-
can do.
Oh yeah,
anything.
when it comes to technology wise,
Anything.
yeah, it's
Well,
way
anybody
easier.
can. Anyone can do it, and that's
Well,
what he's getting at. Like,
Like what we're
turn
doing.
this phone on and record what you're doing is basically what he was getting at. Post it. Like, if you have an idea, don't be afraid to do it. So, I never really. I mean, until we started this, I never thought of things like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was always just like, I can't do that.
Well, I've always thought of things like this, but my problem has always been like I like sharing. I like building with other people. I like doing it with other people, like it's just collaborating with people and just sharing information with other people. Not everybody likes to do that.
I do like that. Yeah.
And I don't know,
It's easy.
I've just always embraced it, but see, like most people though, like they don't use technology or their parents don't. So then like I understand the need of not
Right.
like, because I would like to live a life where I don't have any of this, but it's all at your hands. So you might as well, like, you have a phone, you might as well use it.
Yeah.
Use it. And
Like, don't just sit there and look at Facebook. Like, I've found myself not on my phone as much. I'm always checking my deer camera, but that's about it. And when I am on it, like, I got some like AI, like designing apps or editing, like stuff like that. So I'm messing with stuff like that, trying to improve, like where I'm not having to pay somebody to make me a logo for whatever I want, and
oh yeah, everything
avatars, like stuff like that, trying to make stuff like that and get better at it. Where it used to be, I'd be on Facebook or whatever for hours.
Just wasting time.
Basically. I mean, a majority of my time on my phone now is just practicing like playing guitar. So,
well, anyways, back to music.
Right.
It is Music Monday.
Right.
But
sorry.
I just showed, I feel like I've played this before, like, because we always play barely covered music before just to start. I mean, first, because I just don't want to get sued. Mainly. I don't want to take a chance. I mean, especially.
I mean, I probably had heard it.
Yeah, you probably heard it, but like, you actually just listen to it. But Dan wrote this, man, what was this? This was like maybe the third or fourth song Dan had.
Yeah, when he was like 6 or 7, probably.
No, but it's Rainbow Valley, and I really like the groove of it. It's like a little heavy.
Yeah,
it's
I like how it does with the undertone, kind of, or I guess you could call it that. Behind.
Yeah, well, yeah, he little inside information. I mean, like, people have heard this before, but he's got a lot of the parts he whispers. It's like he'll sing, and then basically he's like triple recorded on a lot of the parts, but he's whispering in the back, saying the song. But Rainbow Valley is basically about it's a valley on like at Mount Everest, and it's like past the base camp. But basically, I don't know if anybody knows about Everest, but super dangerous. A lot of people freeze to death.
I've never heard of it.
Run out of oxygen. But as they're climbing, basically they die, and it's unsafe to basically bring them down. So they leave the bodies up there, and they call it Rainbow Valley because usually people are wearing like bright orange, blue, so there's a bunch of different colors, and a lot of people are known. Like there's I think like 5 or 6 like pretty famous people like up there.
Really?
That just everybody knows who they are. Just kind of sad, but Dan throwing a little insight in there, throwing his little spin on it. So check it out. Check out Everest and Rainbow Valley.
Mr. Deeds.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it does.
When his uncle's at the top with the flag.
Dude, I mean, it's true though. Like, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, were you the one telling me about the group that went up and like they left the wife or something her girlfriend had to leave her boyfriend or something like that? Or did I hear that or read it somewhere?
You might have read that, but like there's all kinds of there's a lot. Like people just get stuck in avalanches. Like that's happened so.
Well, they were like, I guess they were going up and then like a storm blew in or something.
Yeah.
And they decided we can't go any farther, but I don't know how the guy got behind. Somehow got behind all them, like was like, okay, I'll catch up with you or something. And basically was like just up there, freezing to death, screaming. And they were like, nah, we can't go back. Like you can't, you'll die too. And
yeah, like
they just had to go.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, like,
I still want to do it though.
I don't know, man. Oh yeah, it'd be cool.
I would have everybody would have to be dead.
Have to have a lot of hot hands.
I mean, I don't know. I feel. What's that show called? Oh man.
What? Naked and Afraid?
We don't have that much time. We've got like 10 more minutes. But there's
what is it
called? It's on Netflix. It was a documentary. But there's a bunch of Sherpas. So the Sherpas are like groups of natives that basically are guides up there.
Oh, really?
And there's a guy up there that's just really cool. He was on like the medic team, and he saved a bunch of people's lives, and he's just a bad mofo.
Probably summited Everest like 60 times.
He wanted to summit like 14 of the tallest mountains in like 3 months, and he did it. There's a documentary on it. Let me look it up.
I have to check that out.
But
isn't it like it's not? Is it called Conquering Everest or something like that?
Maybe, probably.
And I could be completely wrong. It could be something else I'm thinking of, but
I can't see. I can't see.
Sherpas.
Yeah, 14 peaks.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, Nims Persia.
Not Conquering Everest.
Well, he climbed.
No, I mean that's
yeah, yeah.
I was close.
But basically, what was it?
The fastest ascent. Oh my god.
Yeah. He's a bad mofo. He's tough. So it's like there's 14 peaks that are above like 8,000 meters. So
yeah, and I thought it was saying like the fastest time that one of those was peaked was like 7 years. I was like, what? I was like, no, that's wild.
Yeah, so before him, like the fastest ascent,
they'd all have been done.
Was 7 years and 310 days.
Damn, that's almost 8 years.
But that's by Kim Chang-ho. He's from South Korea. So like Nims is from Nepali. So he's native. So like for him, like he says in the documentary, it was kind of like, hey, like this is what we do. Like this is what we're about.
What they're known for.
Like he wanted to just put them on the map. Like this is ours, But oh,
man, that's crazy.
It is nuts,
dude. I did one.
Check it out. It's super inspirational because that guy is. You have to be to just get all jacked up to go up that with that many mountains and like just they got the best gear. It's wild.
I'd be so tired.
Well, he also talks about too. It's like a team. It's a team of people.
So he's the one that went all the way up, but he had a team like kind of that probably stayed behind to a certain extent.
No, like they're all together. He basically
so he took other people with him. Like he's not the only. Okay,
cool. Yeah, he's just kind of like this is like his dream.
He's
and goal.
Like, hey, I'm doing this. You guys want to go?
Yeah, his lead guy is crazier than him. He's got a guy that comes out and like runs all of his lines. He's just
that basically he follows.
Yeah,
damn.
But that's it's a team effort thing kind of is when you're going up like that.
I mean, I think it would have to be, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh heck yeah.
I think it'd be stupid to do something like that by yourself.
Couldn't imagine.
I'd turn around. You know what I mean? I would. Like I'd get lonely and bored and be like, fuck this, I'm going home.
That guy's got like a tent.
What's the big deal? I'm going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Whoop-de freaking do.
Well, yeah, most of those people that do it though, it's not really for
I know,
that.
it's more of a mental thing, like just proving to themselves that they can.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. It's just I don't think I could do anything like that by myself.
Yeah, most people can't, but I don't know, really I've reached out to a couple people to have on New Music Monday. But
about to have new musical instruments Tuesday.
Yeah, actually that is a thing. I've created a monster. So we're gonna have more guitars in here. Somehow. By the grace of God. We're gonna have to get more stands. But back to what I was saying, if anybody wants to come on, like I've messaged him, it's literally we're gonna try to do this every Monday. We're gonna try to keep them like 20-30 minutes.
Yeah.
But this is it. Just talk about new music that's coming up, or if you guys have something that's, like you listen to some weird stuff, or you think it's super cool, or
that you wrote.
Or I mean, honestly, I would like that better.
Like I said, it's not so much that like last week we talked a lot more about the songs that we picked, or the song, I guess, and then you picked one, I picked one, I think, but these are, they all like,
Let's go check them
the
out. Just
Evan
give them a
Honer one, yeah,
shot.
see what it means, because to me it probably means something more than what it means to you. Like I sent that to my brother, and I said the roles are reversed, but thank you.
Yeah.
And because when I heard it, I was like, this is exactly how Alex has always been for me. Like,
Yeah, you guys are pretty tight.
And he said it. He texted me back and he said, no problem, man. I learned from a young age, it's you and I versus all of our demons.
Word.
And it's just, it's how it's always been, and it's how it's always will be. And it's what I'm trying to teach my kids. I'm like, someday I'm not going to be here, and you guys have got to be here for one another. And
That's what it's all about.
Even if it's not a biological thing, I just find somebody in your life that you have that connection with. Like, think about life as Everest. Like, we can't do that on our own.
Just pouring, like you said, pouring to people that pour into you. Like, you know,
and pouring to people that don't pour into you. If they're willing to let you talk to them. I mean, don't do things for them, but pour into them. I mean, people need that.
Sometimes, like I told Brittany this happened to us the other day when we were rollerblading. We were with some music and went rollerblading down the park, and some guy came up to us and
threw a stick in your rollerblades.
Well, he drove past us and he's just like, gave us like a peace sign. He's like, right on. And I'm like, okay, we're just rollerblading. But he came back and, you know, you can just tell, I mean, looks like he's been on some hard times, but long story short, you know me, I can't, you know, I'll talk to anybody.
Right.
He starts going, he's like, well, I just got out of the pen. I'm like, yeah, well, okay. He's like, well, thanks for being nice to me, basically, and just, you know, reminded me of Owensville back in the day. And I'm like,
that's what I was gonna say, probably.
But he just was looking for just a, you know, just
somebody to talk to,
just somebody to talk to, just a friendly conversation. And a lot of times, I just want you to listen to them. Like, I just listen to people and just let them go for a second.
Yeah.
A lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how to respond. It's not always about your response. So I've just noticed that's what I try to do a lot, even though I cut people off and can't stop talking sometimes.
Well, so
I do listen every now and then.
To that, I guess, you know, I used to be pretty good at like giving advice, or so I thought, and I think that was more. Well, no, I don't mean that I like gave bad advice, but I feel like I could listen to you and then be like, hey, you know, like I never would tell people where they fucked up. But I've learned that like that's just as important as pointing someone in the right direction. Like if somebody comes to me and they're like, hey, this is going on with me and, you know, so and or me and my old lady or whatever, I'd be like, okay, what'd you do? Like I don't want to just hear that side of it. Like what happened? You obviously caused that, or you maybe did something to cause that. Let's fix that, and then fix that other issue. Because like fixing what you did, your issue, is probably going to fix the other issue most of the time.
Yeah,
but
fixing yourself. But
I think part of that too is just like, oh, you know, when you're younger, you just kind of want people to shut up, and you get older and you're just, you know, you realize I've maybe been through things that other people haven't, and like
it's
maybe
just,
my opinion could help, you know.
Well,
and that's all it is.
The point I'm just trying to make is just like look at it as a collective instead of yourself. That's all.
That's what I'm saying too. Like
people are just too stuck in their own world.
Yeah, I guess what I mean
step out every now and then
by that too is I got in a better habit of actually listening.
Yeah, and sharing. Like listening's way. That's actually what communication's all about, is listening. Everybody can talk and say their piece, but listening to the big picture. But you got anything else to add for New Music Monday before we cut it off?
No, I don't know. What just happened?
I don't know. You just went wild for a second. I don't know where we went, you know, but that's how it happens with us.
That was Patricia.
That was But basically, we're open to a lot. Obviously, like I listen to more emo, rock, like metal. I'm gonna try to keep switching it up each week. So don't worry, there'll be more. But if anybody wants to come on, don't forget, hit us up.
I apparently listen to everything, so
I mean, we were just talking about that too. I kind of, if anybody, anybody's listening, Colin, Colin out there, I feel like everything's meshed into like one category now. Like you can look up like new songs for rock and punk and they'll be the same bands. And I'm like, okay, so are they this? Right. Like, where's the line anymore is kind of my point. I showed you like that Olivia Rodrigo song.
Man, but
if you strip her voice and the auto-tune and all the extra added effects and production, like, it sounds like one of our songs. It's a punk song. It's punk, but she sings really well.
One other thing before we get done. So I was watching this video yesterday, and they took Morgan Wallen, one of his songs, Last Night, I think. Isn't that the name of it? Last Night?
I don't know. I don't really like him.
Well, anyway, they took his songs, that song, and they stripped it down. It sounds exactly like Miley Cyrus. Like they stripped his voice down, and it's just so weird. Like it's spot on.
Well, Miley Cyrus is nuts, dude.
I know, but like
she can sing anything.
I know, but I don't know. I'll have to show it to you.
That's another thing. If you don't like Miley Cyrus, go check out her cover of Jolene. Like her acoustic cover.
That's probably when I started liking Miley Cyrus, is when she came out with that.
It was just, I think it was before she went wild. Because she went through that breakup and stuff. But man, you can't say that's
She's
bad.
Coming back around though.
She's coming back around. Good, she never went anywhere, man.
Well, I mean, like her where she was at, like with her, like how she. I guess the direction she went with her music for a while. She's coming back to kind of where, at least acting, kind of promoting herself, kind of how she was before, at least from what I had seen in the last couple months, I guess.
I don't know.
But I don't keep track of any of that stuff. So
yeah, that's what I say. I don't really
it's just like I catch bits and pieces of it, and then I have to try to put it together.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you grow up young, it's a little different, I feel like. If you grow up young and successful as a musician, it's way different.
Yeah.
You see the whole, you see him grow up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so you're going to see completely different music from him.
Yeah, I used to watch Hannah Montana, bro.
I played, oh my gosh, yeah. Dude, I got to say this. I forgot to say it. So I had a wedding this weekend, Anna Mort's, and it was awesome. She wanted me to play like 2000 hip hop. She said like a 2000s middle school like dance. And she's like, think Casey Fisher. And I'm like, I'm not Casey Fisher. Like, love you, Casey. But I was like, a little more.
I hope you had the time of your...
I hope you're a little bit, I'm a little bit more wild, but it was a great time. Everybody was nice. Just played the freaking jams from back in the day. Played a little bit of new stuff, Played a little Fetty Wap for Cole Ferris.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it was great. It was really refreshing, but just the amount of music you hear from people just still blows me away. Like what people want to hear, what they think's good. I just keep them coming. I appreciate them so much. Like, love that whole family. Mort's family's pretty cool. Good times.
Yeah, slide in our DMs.
Who? This one? All of them? We don't want all the Morts.
The Realm Jobs. We don't. The Realm Jobs, our followers.
No.
I know.
No.
Let us know what you like.
Nope. All right, end the podcast. See you next week.